Hey guys, Zombie here, and welcome back to another Among Us tips and tricks video. In today's tips and tricks video, we're going to be going over how to spot imposters better. I do want to preface this that none of this is 100% foolproof unless you literally see someone vent or kill, which is a dead giveaway, but this is going to be on like the smaller things that might suggest to you someone's sus or might be an imposter. I also want to say now that I'm not going to be going over common tasks, for example, the keyhole task on Polus, as I don't like people who play that way, but if there's a high demand for that kind of video, I'll make one. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't worry about it. It's something I think is kind of broken, because, I don't know, it's a personal preference thing. Alright, now let's get into the tips and tricks. Before we get started, I was looking at the stats and noticed over 96% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you could go down and check that you are, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for all the love on all my Among Us tips and tricks videos, it's been amazing. Also, in the description you can find my Discord, where people are looking to play games of Among Us, and you can also find my Twitch, although I've been a little bit less active due to college. Alright, this time for real, let's hop into the tips and tricks. Alright, so quickly before I show the first thing, I do want to mention again you can see my cursor so I can point at things, and this is what I like to call the stutter step. So I'll showcase it, then I'll explain it and showcase it again. So I'm an imposter here. I do want to mention that this makes more sense if this person is moving this way and there's a second person behind them, and I'll explain why now. So, at least in my experience, and the people I play with and the way I play, if I'm a crewmate and I'm going towards a task, either, this wiring or up in reactor, I'm just going there. Unless I see someone and I get scared and literally run the other way. I'm not going to be, dancing. Unless I'm trying to get someone to follow me, but then I'd be dancing, here to get someone to follow me to scan. So, in this example, pretend this dummy is running up, and pretend there's someone else back here that I notice after the fact. So basically, as an imposter, you run in, this person's running up, so now we're on top of each other, and then I start kind of dancing, as if I'm gonna follow them, and then I see the second person coming around, so I'm like, oh, never mind, I'll keep going the way I was going. And the reason, like I said, if I'm a crewmate, I'm pretty much going straight to my task. I might do a little jiggle and run the other way. Let's say I think Red's an imposter, and I see them alone, and I'm alone. I might run away and try to run into other people so that they can't kill me anymore, because they wouldn't kill in front of people, probably. So that's a small thing you might pick up on. If you watched my soul read video, I actually do call someone out for this, and I solo vote them out. It's very funny. But there was a little jiggle they did. It was me and one other person coming out, and they were going in. They did a jiggle, then they went up, and then they jiggled back as the door closed, and I was like, I don't like that. So definitely check that out to see that in motion, especially with two crewmates and an imposter, and me as the crewmate, and saying, yeah, that was weird. I'll put an info card up here on the top right, up over in this area. And if you're on mobile, I guess you can just click on my channel and it should pop up, I think. Alright, up next we have this. So again, I'm imposter in this situation, and I'm going to be faking this task. Pretend there isn't someone standing here, but I can't move the dummies, so just pretend he's not there. Maybe someone's up here. Yeah, in fact, someone's on this task right here. So I'm faking this task, and I'll just do this. It's kind of hard to explain in this example because there's someone here, but essentially, if you're faking a task, if you have a task you have to do, it'll glow yellow. So for example, if I run over to reactor as a crewmate here, I'll see I have two on the left, so I'll just walk in and walk to the left and see what's glowing, and I'll walk up to it and do it. And the game kind of trains you to do that. It's something you kind of pick up over time, if not early, where you just kind of go to the thing that's glowing yellow. If he's not standing here, this vent is glowing yellow. So something you could subconsciously do that I have seen people do, and again, I've called people out on, is fake this task and then run to here, realize it's a vent, and then run the other way. I mean, again, nothing in this video is 100% concrete, but it could suggest that maybe something's going on. Just a little, fake this task and to kind of run over the vent, realize it's a vent, and run the other way. And then again, you can do this and then go up, because there is a task here, so you could someone could legitimately be going this way, but I feel like an imposter might do a little stutter on the vent because they didn't realize. Just subconsciously, they're going to run to the thing that was glowing. So that's another thing. Another thing that I've seen is this room was empty, and I walk in, and someone, again, as crewmate, my radius of like vision smaller, and in free play, the vision for imposters is massive, and I can't change it. But you run in and you see, you know, pretty much only to about here as a crewmate on the settings that I play on with my squad. And you see someone running up this way. Again, they could be on this, but it's also possible they jumped out of the vent. And I called someone for that once, and they did jump out of the vent, and we got them later for it. But just small things. Like, for example, here, if someone's running up, could be a task here. If someone's running down from here, it's not as... certain vents are more susceptible to this than others. For example, medbay is a great example. Not that many people are going to be... Actually, maybe people will vent to medbay. So, coming out of here is odd, because the only thing to do in here is this task, which is a part 2, and this task, which you usually do round 1, or at least show people round 1, if you have it. So maybe you're jumping out of here to run down to kill someone who's fixing O2 if you have it saboed, or if, for whatever reason, you want to run this way to check if someone's over at Launchpad, which I feel like is weird, but seeing someone run out of medbay, and you see them come around this corner, and there's nothing down here. So if you see someone as a crewmate, you see someone coming around this corner, like that, you can potentially call them for running away from a vent, because there's nothing down here. The other ones, like this one's better than the admin one, but you can apply it to this one. But again, there is a task here, so like I said, nothing here is concrete other than literally seeing someone kill or seeing them jump out of the vent, which I'm not even really gonna go over because it's so straightforward. So the next thing I want to go over, the next tip and or trick, is someone faking a task out of order. So to explain this, I'm going to pretend it's the beginning of a game and kind of run you down why what I'm going to do is weird. So let me just go over to Launchpad. So let's say, you know, we all spawn in, we're in the big circle, whatever. People are doing their things. Some people don't have any tasks, so I just start running. Usually you'll have a few people run this way, and then maybe some people will kind of go into medbay if someone's scanning. A lot of times no one is, and people will come straight to here or up to admin / electrical / O2. So this is still right off the beginning of the game. I come over here and I'm faking this task. And the reason this is really bad as imposter is because this is the second part of a task. To do this task, you have to go over to storage first and do the task in the back right over here where my mouse is to get the watering can, which then brings you to this task. Another example is fixing the reactors, like the rockets on the Skeld, where you have to do bottom engine first to align like the rocket, and then you do the top one second, where you have to make the line, like make the rocket be, you know, 90 degrees with whatever. I said that really poorly, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So basically what I'm saying is doing the second part of a task first. Usually this is a round 1 thing, because otherwise you don't know what tasks they've done. But right off rip, if I came straight to this task, that's bad. Either I vented, well, it's not possible, but you could vent technically to storage and then pretend to do it there, then come back. But with how long that would take as a crewmate to run there and run back, you can potentially catch people doing the wrong task or faking the wrong task. And just quickly as a tip for imposter, because for most of this video it is also an imposter tips and tricks to basically just not make these mistakes, but something as imposter to note is to never have that problem, at least on round 1. Go to your fake tasks, because they're the tasks you would have had if you were a crewmate. So like you could, again, I said I'm not going over common tasks, but if you are familiar, if you just look at what your fake tasks are, you're never going to run into that problem. So that's all I'll say on that. I know it's a little cryptic, but like I said, I don't really want to go over that in depth, because I think it's not a fun way to play the game. But with this, it'll only show you part one of a task and not part 2, because you can't complete part 1. So then it comes into game knowledge, where if I had this task with the watering can and I faked it, I could come and fake this. Which, this also leads into another thing. If you see someone faking the same task twice, which might not be the easiest thing to spot, because if you're trying to memorize every task everyone does, and where everyone was, and who you passed, and where they were, and where they could have went, and where the person died, you're gonna overwhelm yourself very quickly. But let's say, you know, we're coming up together in this hallway, you go to here, and you see me come to this, and I do this. And let's say I finish first, you finish first. You come and you see me, and you go in, and I'll come in too, I'll do this task, and you'll do this one, whatever. And we come back out, and then I hop on this again. It seems straightforward not to do as an imposter, and it seems straightforward as a crewmate to spot, but I feel like this is something that people should just keep in the back of their mind, or at least closer to the front of their mind. If you see someone fake the same task twice, probably an imposter, or they were a crewmate who canceled, or they misclicked out, which there is reasons for that too, and that's why I keep wanting to reiterate, this is not a 100% like gotcha solution. None of these are, other than seeing them kill someone directly or jumping out of a vent and you see them jump out. Because for example, if someone jumped out of this vent right now, I would see the vent open and close, but I wouldn't see if the person jumped out or in, and I wouldn't see the color, I wouldn't see them at all. I would just see the vent open and close. So potentially you can run in and be like, oh, okay, it was blue. Oh, I'm dead, because they, you know. Or maybe they won't kill you, because maybe they don't know you can see it from outside. There's one more tip I want to tell you guys, but I want to demonstrate it on Polus, because I think it's a better example to do it there. While I head over there, make sure you hit that like button, as it helps the YouTube algorithm share my video with more people. I only learned that recently, so if you enjoy the videos, I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment, even if it's just something silly like hello or good vid. Apparently that engagement helps. I'm still kind of learning everything, so I appreciate all of you for all the love on the Among Us videos, particularly the first 3 tips and tricks on each map, so thank you very much. I'll see you over at Polus in 1 second. Alright, so here we are on Polus. And for this example, I'll just do it, and then I'll explain why what I did was bad. But you have to pretend someone's running from, pretend someone's at medbay, and they're gonna run towards lights. So I just turn off the lights, they're at medbay, and now they're gonna run towards lights. And I just do this. They, run by me here or whatever, and I come over here, oh, shoot, no one's here. The problem is, potentially, that you were running the wrong way. You were running away from the lights towards medbay, which, like I've mentioned in my Polus video, round 1, the most common thing I see almost every game is lights go out and someone dies to the right of this, near the scanner. So running the wrong way, so here's the catch, and this again, like I said, all of these, nothing's guaranteed, but someone else who might do this is a very new player who doesn't really understand how the game works yet. They don't know the lights are out and you should go fix it so you can see, which sounds silly, but if it's your first few games, maybe you don't, and that's completely understandable. Also, some extremely advanced players, some really, veteran crewmates might come this way to check for a dead body. So again, like with everything else on this tips and tricks list, nothing here is 100%, but I think I mentioned it in my Polus vid as well. Someone coming up this way with the lights out is a bad look. Even if you're a crewmate, it just makes you seem really sus. So it's something to keep in mind. So running the wrong way from a sabotage is not great. I mean, like I said, it could be okay, but it's not going to look good if someone sees you. I'm glad in this video I had more energy than my video I made on the Skeld, but I appreciate, again, I know I keep saying it, but I appreciate all the love on everything, especially the Among Us stuff. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all the subs, all the likes, all the comments, everything. I appreciate all of you. You're the reason I'm continuing to make videos on Among Us. This video was highly recommended in both the comment sections of those videos and my Discord, where I ask for input pretty consistently. So if you want to help me decide what to make next, or either something you want to learn more about particularly, either leave it in the comments, come into my Discord, let me know. I'm in there pretty much every day for a while. I'm usually at my computer because of online classes. But yeah, I'll keep this one on the shorter side. I know the other ones were fairly long. I'll try to keep this a little bit shorter. So that's going to be it from me for now. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in another video, and until then, see you soon.